guys, Arwen here. So today I wanted to talk to you all about the doing equals having paradigm. Woo! So I was just talking to someone about this and I felt like I just needed to bring the conversation online. So I remember when I had first started playing with frequency and playing with energy and playing with lining up my energy, I remember I had desired to bring in $500 on a table because at the time I was being a fine dining waitress. And I remember thinking, oh my goodness, that would be so cool, that'd be so much fun, I've never done that before. I think before that, the most I had made on a table was $312 or something. So for me to make 500, I was really excited. So when I started to get into my belief structure about that, right? I got out my notebook and I sat down and I wrote okay, this is what I want. And then all of the issues in my subconscious came out about you can't have that, no one's gonna pay you $500, you are not that good of a waitress, it's never gonna occur, why do you think you get to make that on a table, you're not really doing much, you're just serving dinner, and all these things. And I remember I had to go through each thing and I had to delete, right? I had to just wipe all that stuff clean. So now when I'm calibrating myself up to a new normal, to a new resonance, to a different level of receiving, basically, I'm doing it more energetically now. I'm doing it more clearing it through the emotions. I'm moving very rapidly. So in an hour, I can do what would have previously taken me 2 weeks, But at that time, I was where I was at, and it took me 10 days to manifest the table, tipping me $500. And I did that 3 times in a very short span of time, and it was just the coolest thing ever. It was so much fun. But the thing I really wanted to talk about and bring home is that when I had gotten into my belief structure about that, about receiving the $500, I had all of these things in there that was you have to be good enough to receive that, right? You have to do more in order to receive that $500. But, when I was looking at it, I was ooh, this is a fear cord, right? This is sticky. So, at least that's how it felt to me emotionally, right? And I was that's not true. There's nothing, I don't need to do anything in order to be good enough. I am good enough just because I am. I've always been good enough. You have always been good enough. There's nothing more you need to do in order to receive. So anytime you find the error, an error in computer code, right? Anytime you find an error in your belief structure, you have to be good enough and then you can receive the thing, you automatically know that that's a lie. That is not true. Now here's the thing, if you have that sort of understanding, I'm going to use the word understanding, if you have that sort of understanding in your belief structure and that understanding is connected to a bunch of emotion in your body, then that will be this thing that vibrates vibrationally. And then you'll attract things to you that reflect that, oh, that's quote unquote true. When it's not that that's true. It's not true in ultimate reality. It's just that your subconscious is viewing it as true. So therefore, then it's bringing you things that match that thing, right? So by deleting that, you could call it computer code. I do think of it as computer code a lot. You could delete that computer code and then you won't be getting that result in your reality anymore, right? So when I was calibrating myself to easily receiving the $500 and receiving the tables that would tip that, what I did was I had to de-link that in my subconscious. I had to just go click, cut, right? Because I don't have time for that. So I had to rewire into my belief structure. I deserve to receive just because. I deserve to receive $500 just because I have good energy and they love me, right? No other reason than that. It's not because I'm a better waitress. It's not because I do more. And I'm not saying that I didn't show up and be a good waitress, and I'm not saying that I didn't provide excellent service, because I did. But what I am saying is that I didn't make the reason that I received the money because I was so good at what I did. I get to be good at what I do and I get to receive money, but those things don't need to be linked. Because when you link them, you're creating an if-then situation, right? And then you always have to do something in order to get something. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to de-link that. Like, I get to receive just because. I get to receive the best customers just because. We get to have the most fun just because. And I get to get tipped $500 just because, right? Maybe just because they love me and I have good energy and, like, no other reason why, right? It's not because I was a freaking amazing waitress or I did good work, because I don't want to, like, have those things connected. They're just independent. They're both existing and they're both vibrating and they're both good things, but they don't need to be connected together. So what ended up happening is I did get that table that tipped me $500 and then another and then another. And somewhere in when that was happening, I did get a table that tipped me $300, right? And I remember I walked by and his iced tea had been refilled and I didn't refill it. And I remember thinking, oh man, how did I walk by and like not see that iced tea was refilled? But we're very team oriented, right, at that restaurant, and so, you know, I'm not surprised, you know, that one of my coworkers got the iced tea. And what I noticed was that afterward, when he tipped me the $300, I was like, see, he tipped me the $300 even though, right, I like forgot the iced tea, didn't see the iced tea, whatever. So the money wasn't based on the fact that I was the most fabulous waitress of all time, you know, because I decided beforehand, right, I received the $500 just because I do. I received the $500 just because I have good energy. Everybody loves me and they just want to pay me, right? Hello? What else do you need? And I remember when I was opening a bottle of wine for him, because he got several bottles of wine. And I was telling him all about my knitting, and I don't remember why I was talking about knitting, but it had something to do with something that they had been talking about. I have no idea. So we talked about that for a minute, and that was cute, whatever. And, you know, so who knows what the thing was that allowed him to be like, you know what, she's adorable, I'm going to give her $300. I have no idea. And it doesn't matter, and it's not up to me. I just have to be a vibrational match for what I want. And at that time, I was practicing being a vibrational match for all the most delightful customers who love to pay me and are so excited to sit in my section, right? And, I had also said when I was doing my manifestations and I was spiraling the energy up, one of the things that I kept saying was that I have customers that have, you know, they make millions and millions of dollars and they're so delighted to tip me extra, and they have plenty of money to tip me extra, and it's just the best thing ever. And, you know, they make so much money that giving me $300, $400, $500 is like they don't even notice because they have so much money. You know, so I had been like writing that into reality. Now, do I know how much money the customers had to tip me? I have absolutely no idea. But I did find out later that the guy that tipped me the $300 is a basketball coach where I live. So, yeah, I don't know what his pay scale is. I guess I could like Google that and look that up, but it's in the millions, I'm quite sure. I think he's, you know, very well off. It's fine. So, you know, one of the reasons I wrote that into reality is because that allowed me to get behind being tipped $500 by someone. Because I wasn't in resonance with being tipped $500 from someone who, you know, was making a low or middle class income. That, like, I don't feel good about that. But I felt really good about someone who has, like, excess money and they're in super overflow and they have, like, millions and millions of dollars coming in. I am totally fine with being tipped $500, I'll tell you what. Like, I'm all over that. Which is probably why I pulled it in, because I was congruent with the type of, you know, customers that I wanted, and I got to have those customers. That was just normal, and I got to get tipped like that. One of the other people that tipped me $500 was a woman, and she was maybe in her like mid-70s, and she had such elegance and such poise about her. She was a love bunny, and she came in with 7 other people. I guess it was family, I'm not really sure. There was an autograt on the check. You know, I think the autograt was $173. And so in the additional tip line, she wrote $500. So that was $673 all day for that table. So that was nice. And that night, I think I made $812. So, and that was a Friday night. I was closing. So that was the most that I've ever made in one night, was that $812. And then I decided to start magnetizing getting tipped $1,000 on the table. Like, I was really excited about it. Like, got all into it, and then I dropped the energy. But what I did notice was that when I got in the energy of being tipped $1,000, and this is how I know something is about to manifest, and it's my fault for not, like, allowing the manifestation to keep going and allowing the energy to build and build and build until it, like, bursts forth. When I had started to get in alignment with the being tipped $1,000 a month, or excuse me, $1,000 on a table, a table walked in and they went into the bar, And I remember when I walked by them, because I'm like super psychic, I thought, that's a good table, right? Like, those people are lovely. They're probably going to order wine. They're probably going to tip well. Like, I just know. I don't know. I've been doing that. I've done that for like a million years. So anyway, he ended up sitting in the bar, and he did tip the bartenders well. Based on what I know how much the check was. I don't know how much they got tipped, but $800 would have been 20%. But I have a funny feeling they weighed me over that, because I was talking to my coworker that had waited on that table afterward, and I was so excited for her. I'm like, hey girl, you're doing great with your money manifestation. Like, that was like awesome. And she was freaked out about it. She was like, it was so much money, I'm uncomfortable. And I was like, why are you uncomfortable? But she hasn't done like the money mindset work that I have. So, I mean, I understand. She associates, negative emotions and things to money, which is just a choice. Like, you don't have to do that. If you have that in your subconscious, just delete it. Like, do not walk around with that. There's no reason for it. But anyway, I know, like, when that happened, I got more excited, because I was like, yes, the $1,000 is almost here, right? Because every time, right before a bigger manifestation, bigger meaning I haven't done it before, so big as in relative to me, right before that happens, there's some other manifestation in my reality that occurs that's like close, right? So it'll happen to somebody around me, or it'll almost happen to me. It'll be real close, and I'll be like, oh, it's almost going to like come in, right? I don't look at that and get all defeated and be like, oh, it didn't happen to me. No. I was like, ooh, it's almost here. I'm a very close match. I'm very, very close. And then I got distracted with something. Like, I stopped holding the frequency. I stopped holding the vibration of that's going to come in, and it never manifested. Like, I dropped the ball, and that is totally my fault. I do know that if I would have held the faith, held the vibration, held the it's already happened vibe, it would have happened for sure. Because when I had decided on the $500, the thing that happened that I knew where it was like almost going to happen to me, and I was so excited, was I was pooling with somebody, meaning two of us were on a large party together, and we had taken a few other tables as well as that large party, and we were putting all of our money together and then dividing it in half at the end. Basically, that's what I mean by pooling. One of the tables that we got that he ended up waiting on tipped him $500. And so, of course, we put everything together and we split it. So we both did well that night. But I was so excited. I was like, yes! I did get a table that was $500. It wasn't mine, though. I had to share it, but that was fine. Because that let me know I was getting closer to, like, really manifesting it. And then I think it was a week later when I had got the table that it was just my table. And so I got to receive the full $500. But I was, like, really excited. Even when we were pooling and that happened, I was like, yes, it's almost going to happen. So yeah, when you have a manifestation and it happens to somebody very close to you, or it like happens where like you have to like split it with someone else, which is what happened to me with 500, know that it is on the way. Like, it is so close. It is about to manifest. It's literally just a few days away, probably not more than a week. And I am sad that I didn't continue to hold the vibration about that $1,000. It would have been a really good story, but that's okay. It's okay. Like, I understood and got like the things that I needed from that time period about vibration, about money, and about holding the faith and holding it in my vibration that this is how it is. This has already happened. I'm so excited. It's the best thing ever, and on and on and on. But yeah, you have to transcend that doing equals having paradigm, because it's not true. It's not true. It's not true in the quantum. It's not true in ultimate reality. It's just not. When you have some sort of vibration going on that says, I have to do this in order to get that, then reality has to play itself out like that. It has to play itself out like that. So if you just like remove that belief system, remove the emotions that are, saying that is a thing, then you change everything. And it's totally different. And then you can manifest and bring something different because you're vibrating differently. So, anyways, that was my long-winded story, but I hope that you guys liked it. So yeah, if you guys want to change something in your life, if you want things to be super different and you want my help to do that, my emotional clearing sessions are open. So you can go to the front of my website, the Book Now button is there, and you can click on it to get access to my calendar and then pay through PayPal. And yeah, we can talk about any subject you like, clear all this stuff out, help you become a vibrational match to the thing you want, and we're going to do that by doing quantum energy healing work. So I'm going to quantumly run that clearing energy through your body that clears the emotional stuck points that are stopping you from creating what you want. So we're going to do the clears, right? We're going to clear through your meridians, through your chakra system, through all the emotions, and also like past stuff, past life stuff, ancestral stuff, miasms, whatnot. Like we're just like clearing all the things. And then we can bring in the energy of the embodiment of what you want and ground that in through your field, in through your body, so that you feel totally different. Okay? Anyways, it's my favorite thing to do. And I have a session in like 10 minutes with someone, so I do have to go. But I love talking to you guys. PM me if you want to have a session, or do the book if you have questions, or click the book now on my website. All right, guys. Bye. See you later.